All right. There it is. Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all having a great day. I was just having to correct the child. She was trying to climb up on me, and I'm like, no, no, no. So, good evening. I hope, like I said again, I hope you guys have had a good weekend. We're gonna get into this. Hell, stop! You need to stop now. No, worse than a child. Let me rephrase that. All right. So before we jump into everything here, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat with each other. We'll have a good conversation, hopefully, and we'll go from there. But, no racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those easy, simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue with the blue wrenches, they will boot you out of here because we want to have a good discussion. We don't want nonsense in here, and this is not what my channel is about. So we're not going to do that. So anyway, so when I did my video earlier today, what you guys did not see on our way back when we had walked out there, and after I had talked to that's the guy in the white truck. He owns the property next to me. So I was talking with him, and it started raining like unbelievable. And he offered me a ride back, but he didn't want to bring Hella in the truck, which I don't blame him. It's his truck. Why would he want to have a big old wet German Shepherd? So I said, no, we'll walk. So we ended up walking back, and we got absolutely soaked. And it was funny. So we get back in the camper. So it's like literally wringing out clothes. Hella, come on, baby, stop. Um, and I turned the heat on, and Hella went and laid right in front of one of the heaters, which was absolutely hilarious. So, but very, very funny. So, really quickly, I do want to do an acknowledgement here. I received a donation today through PayPal from, and I'm just going to go first name Carrie, and I wanted to do a big thank you for that. It's very much appreciated. Um, and when anybody, just so you guys know, anybody that ever decides to do a donation to either here with a super chat or to, um, PayPal, uh, all that money goes to what we're trying to do here. So it's not like it's going to get spent on an elaborate vacation because there's not going to be any vacation this year. It's going to be focusing on what we got to do here. So, but again, very much appreciated. So I just wanted to do a quick thank you to Carrie for that donation. It was very kind of you. So thank you. And they said that they don't comment very often, but they watch, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. And I actually had another donation too. And actually, let me hold on one second, guys. Let me look at something real quick here. No, I don't have time to do it now. I'm sorry, but there was somebody else that had also donated, and I forgot to look at theirs as well. But I will acknowledge them on another video. So all right, so but very, very kind of that person. So thank you very much. All right, so anyway, let's talk about China. It amazes me the number of people that don't talk about China at all, not at all. And everybody is. And I had a buddy of mine. We talked. Let he goes. He goes. I don't understand why you're so pro Russia. And it's not that I'm pro Russia. It's I respect Putin because he doesn't take any crap. That's number one. I will always respect. I mean, people that don't take any crap. But I'm not that I'm pro Russia. I honestly, and I don't think Russia is the one that we need to be worried about. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being naive. But for literally the last 30 years, I have been saying the one we need to worry about is China. We need to worry about China. China has an agenda. So if China, now, and I want you to think about this, guys, if China can get us United States of America and Russia to go at it, which is going to pull in, the UK, and all, basically all of Europe, right? Who's going to pick up the pieces after that? Who's going to, take care or benefit from that? Who's going to benefit from that? China, all the way. So all they have to do is sit back and wait and let us, duke it out, and then they can just clean up afterwards because there wouldn't be much left, especially if things went nuclear. So nuclear. I don't know why I said it that way. Um, at my friend's funeral, uncle's funeral, I got to see the military fold flag, and they played taps for my uncle Sharon Bennett. Said, "Well, good. I'm glad you got to see that. Yeah, I've seen that a few times myself." I remember how the Japanese were quiet until they attacked Pearl Harbor. Exactly. Exactly. There's always games being played. And when you have a country like China that absolutely has an agenda, if you don't think that China's got an agenda, then you're watching the wrong channel. Because, I just look what the Chinese are doing to their own people. Now, I want you to take this into consideration, folks. Look what they're doing to their own people right now, right? Major draconian lockdowns, and supposedly, and this is what I love when they say there's only 123 cases supposedly, right? But you're going to lock down millions of people. You're going to restrict movements and all those type of things because of 123 cases. Are you buying that? I'm sure not buying it. I think things are much, much worse in China. They're obviously going to keep a wrap on things, and like you haven't. So let's talk about. We're going to talk a lot about China in this stream tonight. When the whole thing started over in China, you had a few people came on, YouTube and stuff like that, and were saying this is what's really going on. Have you heard from any of them again? Have you heard from them? Are they even around? No, they're not, because the Chinese government went in, grabbed them, do whatever they do with people that go against what their thing is. So if China would act so harshly to their own people, and that's what you got to remember, if they would do such I can't think draconian measures to their own people, what do you think they'll do to their enemies? So that's what you need to think about, guys. Really got to think about that. And if again, China has an agenda. Um, First of all, and I think Taiwan is just one of the first parts of that agenda. They already got Hong Kong back, right? Before they were supposed to. They went in there, took back over. Now I wonder, and this I honestly don't know. Supposedly, we had said that, well, if you go back into Hong Kong before XYZ time, and not let them independently govern themselves, that will stop all the, $30 billion a year in business that we do with Hong Kong, because they were part of China, but separate. They're not separate anymore. You're not hearing anything about that. When the whole COVID thing happened, China went in there and said, game over. And it was game over. And so you're not hearing any of those things. So that to me is really concerning. You have nobody, I hear nobody complaining, nobody standing up and saying, hey, this isn't what they did to Hong Kong. You don't hear anything, nothing. It's like Bill Gates, who's got his finger in how many media outlets now, right? You don't hear anything bad about Bill Gates, heaven forbid, because you don't, the hand that feeds you, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So, uh, you know, somebody said we need to be careful with China and be ready. Exactly, Shane. I agree with you 100%. I don't trust them. And I'm not saying that all Chinese people are bad. Please don't take that. That's not what I'm saying. Um, I think that the average person in China is like the average person in the United States. They're probably awesome people. They want to just live their lives like everybody else does. But when you have a government that is in power, that wants to stay in power, they're going to do what they're going to do, just like the United States. No difference. No difference. So just like Russia, people that once they get power and they're in control, they don't want to lose that. They're going to do everything in their power to keep that. So, but yeah, and we owe China. We owe China big time, Lori Goldsmith, big time, huge debt to China. You know, one of the things too that people didn't or not, again, not paying attention to, for a long time now, China has been buying up gold, buying up a lot of gold. So if you were going to back your currency by gold, right? Imagine that. How would you do it? You buy up gold, 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 keep doing it month after month after month. And that's what they've been doing for a long, long time. So where the petrodollar, which is the American backed dollar, is backed by nothing. I know one thing: they don't want to be locked down. Right, exactly, John. They don't want to be locked down. But the thing is, unfortunately, in China, the government has such tight controls and you know things in place that the average person can't stand up, because if anybody stands up, they lock them down. Let's see another country that did that recently. What was that country that just did that recently? That the people stood up and the government stepped in, overreaching. What country was that again? Let me think. Would that be the country north of the United States of America? Would that be Canada? Remember? You don't hear about that so much anymore either, do you? The convoy and what they did to their own people up in Canada, because Trudeau wants to stay in power and wants to stay in control, and they were going after people's money, their bank accounts, and these people were not revolting. They were not tearing up the streets. They were doing a peaceful protest. And heaven forbid they couldn't have that because some lunatic had either a Nazi flag or something like that in the crowd. Then they all get labeled that they're Nazis. Come on. The Nazis would be the people in control that are locking those countries down and arresting people and taking their trucks. I don't know if you guys watch any of those videos, what they did to the Canadian truckers' trucks. First of all, they took their trucks, put the windows down, and left them out in the weather. Now, isn't that nice? Spring is in the air said China only owns 3% of our debt. It's nothing. I think it's a lot more than that. Spring is in the air. I think it's a lot more than 3%. I would have to look. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I believe we owe a lot more than that to China. So, but anyway, when you have these governments that are in power and they want to stay in power, and if they want to stay in power, that's how you control it. You shut people up, you get rid of the people that are going to cause you trouble, and that's what's going to happen. So somebody else said it's 3%. Maybe it is. Like I said, I don't know, but I know that we have borrowed a lot of money from China. And 3% of 30 trillion, I mean, how much is that? The social credit score. Yeah, they do that in China. They do that in China. So if you are one of those people that is considered an agitator and you're in China, it's 3.5%. Look it up. Okay. All right. Sorry. You're fine. You don't have to yell. No, I tell cap lock, so you're good. You're good. Okay, but even so, what's 3.5% of 30 trillion that we're in debt? It's still a decent amount of money. Who owns the rest? Who owns the rest of our debt? I'd be curious to see who that is. But works out to about 1.5 trillion. Okay. All right. But yeah, it's well, first of all, we should have debt, period. If you don't have it, you don't spend it. And what about our new misinformation department? Hello, social credit score for us soon. Yeah, I saw that too, and I think that that is absolutely ridiculous. Again, so let's go back to the social credit score in China. If you are not a good citizen and do exactly as you're told, and you cause any kind of problems, they will like not let you use public transportation. You're restricted in your movements of where you can go and where you can't go. So they definitely they definitely lock those people down. Now, I think if they tried again, America is a different kettle of fish, guys. The Chinese, in by nature, okay, Chinese and Japanese people by nature. Let's go like with the Japanese, the samurai. You know what the samurai meant? They weren't just some just to serve. Samurai meant to serve, and you have a population in Japan and you have a population in China that are more compliant, I guess is the right word. They're more compliant. They don't cause a lot of trouble. They don't, like if you guys remember when the whole thing with Fukushima happened, which is obviously still an ongoing issue, but again, you're not going to see that in the news media. You won't see that because they don't want to talk about that. They want to pretend like it went away so that you don't talk about it. Uh, you know, did you know that Zelensky is a comedian, actor, and owns a large home in Miami, Florida? I did not know that, Tony. No, I did not know that. That's interesting. That's interesting. But again, okay. So when that happened, then it showed the Chinese or the Japanese people like waiting patiently in line to get what they should get and all that type of stuff. You think that would happen here in America? No way. No way. Never happened here in America. Uh, so my point is where certain things can be enacted and done uh, other places, there is going to be, and we've seen that with what's happened over the last 2 years, there's a certain percentage of people in the United States that say, absolutely not going to happen. When you have government officials trying to pass laws to punish people that don't do as they're told here in the United States. I think New Hampshire, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was New Hampshire, is trying to pass legislation right now where they punish those people that did not get this right. Uh, you know, I saw that, and so what you're going to see if that's the case, and if something like that passes through, you're going to see more and more people getting out of those states, getting out of those areas where they're going to be more restrictive, then they're going to go places where there's more freedom, and they're going to be welcomed in those places where there's more freedom. So Japan's economy is about to go belly up. The U.S. pays for all their military expenses. Billy the Kid Norwood. Are Americans brainwashed? Good question, and I would say a lot of them are. A lot of them are. When I'm seeing, because I'm watching stuff all the time. Okay, so I'm watching stuff all the time and listening to the spin that the media is putting on different things. And it's a gentle push, is what it is right now. Right now, it's a gentle push to steer you, the average American person, right? All of us here are average American people. They're steering us to think a certain way, very subliminally, very gently pushing us to think in a certain way. There are certain people that you are not going to ever sway to whatever way that they want to try to push people to do. Uh, you know, you can tell certain people till they're blue in the face that you're not just doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for everybody else as well. Okay. They're not going to buy it. They're not going to buy it. They're going to see through it and they're going to say no, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever, I'm not talking about any one thing. I'm just saying in general. So when you have them, what you have to understand, the people that are really in control, and I'm not talking about Biden because obviously Biden, I don't think could get out of a closet by himself with the door open. You know, scary. Actually, absolutely frightening, to be honest with you, that is the leader of our country right now, but that's a whole nother thing. But the people that are really in charge have an agenda. They're very, very smart at what they're doing. They have a game plan. So when they push so far, and we, the American people, push back, they back off for a little while. They're not done by any stretch of the imagination. If you think, okay, well, we won and now we can go ahead and yeah, the Easter Bunny will lead them around. Exactly. Yeah. How scary is that when he starts to ramble and make no sense? Crazy, right? That is where make Lake Mead. Oh yeah, Lake Mead. They're having a lot of problems. A lot of problems, and it amazes me too because they're talking about all the you know drought and everything like that. And again, and I've had people say, oh, well, rerouting water and doing that's expensive. Well, yeah, so starving to death. Starving to death's expensive too. Um, Another thing, and we could put it like this, right? Control the water. It's another way to control the people. So if you cut off the water supply from getting someplace, and so for people being able to utilize it, what happens then? How are you going to be able to deal with things? If you live in Arizona, great example, they're going through heavy duty stuff right now. There's just been enacted a reduction, I think was it 25 or 30% of water being supplied to Arizona for their gardens and all that type of thing. That's going to have an effect on things, folks. It's going to definitely have an effect on things. So uh, there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're never going to know. I mean, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but if you don't believe that there is an agenda and it is not an agenda for you that's positive for you, you need to sit down and really pay attention to what's going on, but yeah, they have an agreement between the states to control the Colorado River. Right, exactly. Yep. And that's exactly what they've done. But they've reduced the flow of water that's going to be going into Arizona. That's what I was talking about. That has been done. So, real quick, guys, before I go any further, I wanted to talk about um, this all 8-in-1. It is a immune support. Okay. This is Deloma Health, a company that's made or from a company based in the United States. It's an American company. It is, all the products that come that are put in here are in the United States. So everything is from here. I definitely would ask you to support them. And it's immune defense. And they have vitamin C, echinacea, turmeric, zinc, vitamin D3, elderberry, ginger, and garlic is in there. Okay. Uh, all the products are from the United States. They're made here, American made company. If you go to their website, there's a link that will be in the description. When you go to the description, you'll see the link for them. If you use that link, you can save, and JJ just put the link up as well. You can save percent on your purchase. Okay. So it's $20 a bottle. It is 60 tablets, so it's a 30-day supply. You take 2 a day. I've been taking them myself, and I'm finding it to be, I haven't been sick since I've taken it, and so I think that speaks for itself. Actually, your immune system is so important, especially if we have an SHTF event. You're not going to be eating like you normally would be eating, so you need something to boost your system. That's what this does. So definitely go and check them out. And again, it's Deloma Health, and it's immune system defense. It's 8-in-1. Okay, so go check those guys out and give them some support, if nothing else, because they're an American company. We need to be investing in American companies. Now, you can go ahead and go to the store, probably get something cheaper that's coming from China, but what are you getting? So that's what you got to think about too. All right. So there we just putting that out there. All right. Um, Mexico eventually has the rights to the water from the Colorado River too. Well, yeah, once it gets down there. So, but anyway, so just wanted to put that out there. So anyhow, what were we saying here? Let's see. We're at 587 in the chat, guys. We're at 222 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, which more than half of you have not, if you would do so to show support for the channel, I would appreciate that, and thank you ahead of time. Oh, you want to see how big the pills are, Donna? Sure. So again, if you shoot a thumbs up to support the channel, I would appreciate that. They're not real big, not real big at all. So go against my pinky, a little bit bigger than my pinky nail. All right. So again, also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. So thank you for that as well. So let's get back on China, guys. Let's try to stay on. Everything is related. It really, really is. It all. Do you okay? So 3.5% of our debt is owned by China. How much of our country, how much of our buildings, how much land is owned by China? Does anybody have that figure? That's a quite a substantial figure as well. So, Ed, why do you think China is really locking down 120 million people? Joe Nye. Okay, well, good question, Joe. And I can only speculate, obviously, but my guess, if I had to guess, I think there's something going on in China right now, be it some kind of bug and or something to that effect. If it's a new bug or something else that's going on, and I would guess that a lot more people are dying than they are letting on. Just like the first time when everything came up. China owns about 200,000 acres of land, Alex the Gamer said. All right. It's still a lot of land to be owned by a communist country that, for America. So I think that there's something really wrong in China right now. And this is just strictly my guess, strictly my opinion only. I have nothing factual to back up with other than the fact that they've locked down. You don't lock down, and this is just my opinion again, don't lock down millions of people for 123 cases. Okay? It just does that make any sense to you to lock down that many people for that few cases? If they tried to do that here in the United States, what do you think people would do? How do you think that they would react if over 123 cases they locked down that many folks? So that's what you got to think about. So, what's really going on? Will we ever know what's really going on? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Saying buffering, I think it's to control the world's production. We Are Solar Farm said. It could be something to that effect too. Yes, the vitamin company is. Yep. Yes, they are. He asked if they were patriots. Absolutely. They're based out of Texas, guys. So that should tell you something as well. Yeah, Lori Goldsmith says, "What about all the goods we get from China?" We had talked about that also. You know, we've talked about that. Look at again, and I asked you guys, and I had somebody shot me an email, and they said they looked at 90 things in their house, and of those 90 things they looked at, I think 80 were made in China. A couple were made in Taiwan. A couple more were made in Vietnam. And I think three things they said were made in the United States. So, I mean, think about that. 2.7% of agriculture in the U.S. is owned by China. Huh? Again, they got their foot in the door, right? What about your wood stove in New York? Is it cast iron? Yes. Yep, it's cast iron. Yep. Even my charge controller and inverter were made in China. Solar panels made in the U.S. though. Well, there we go. We Are Solar Farm said that. Yeah, most. the percentage of things that come from overseas is astronomical. From your clothes to pretty much anything in your house. You know, do you think a cast iron wood stove is better than steel? I think so. I think that cast iron would be better. That's just my take on it. I mean, I've been using cast iron wood stoves right along, and they work really, really well. Richard Ruckman said, "Ed, my dad always said take care of your own," and I agree. You know, oh, I'm saying it one too many times. They're starting to buffer me. Okay, well, we won't use the C word anymore. We won't use that. Yeah, we don't want them buffering us, and heaven forbid that I should say anything bad about them, right? Why don't we make things here in America? Well, Jamelia, the reason that they don't do that here in America is because it's cheaper to outsource it to overseas where people will work for pennies on the dollar and they can bang out product and then come bring it back over here and sell it for huge profits. No, we can't say that, Jay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was deleted. Okay. Yeah, Jay, we can't say that. But again, like I said, a lot of these products, folks, are not, like I said, so many. The electronics, like in trucks and in cars and stuff like that, a lot of them come from overseas as well. You know, yeah, but we make things correctly, right? But unfortunately, when we make things correctly, it costs more money, and people would rather go cheap and have to replace something. That's why, like, if I were, yeah, that's why it's the C word exactly. So, I would rather pay extra to get a product that I know is going to last. One of the things, I'll tell you right now, when I go to garage sales and do that type of thing, and I love garage sales, absolutely, flea markets, garage sales, absolutely my favorite. I'm in my glory in those places. It's such a great time. But when I go there, one of the things that I'm always looking for is tools. I'm always looking for tools. So, another great example, let me give you another great example. When I say chainsaws, okay, what are the two top chainsaws when I talk about chainsaws that most people that run a chainsaw for any length of time, what are the two companies of chainsaws that most people have? So I'm in the comments, guys, okay, in the comments. What are the two types of chainsaws that are used more often than not? So see, I got some pretty smart people here. Husqvarna and Steel. Those are hell. Yes, I see you, baby. You need to stop. Um, Husqvarna and Steel. Those are well-made chainsaws. Now Husqvarna, that's out of Sweden, I believe. And I don't. Is Steel an American company? I don't know if Steel is an American company or not. But if you want a quality chainsaw, if you want a quality chainsaw, you either get a Husqvarna or you get Steel. That's it. The rest of them, German. Okay, Steel's German. Figures, right? Great country for manufacturing. But if you're going to get a quality chainsaw, those are the two that you get. Period. Period. So, oh, somebody says Sweden and Germany. Okay, somebody else is saying Steel's in the U.S., but anyway, those are two quality chainsaws. Anything else, they don't last. Hell, please, honey, down. Now I took you out just before the live stream, so stop. Lay down. She just wants attention. Um, Mr. Rose says Husqvarna owns Poulin. Yeah, but Poulin's cheap. It's a cheap chainsaw, realistically. I mean, they may own them, but they're not putting the quality of work into them that either Husqvarna or Steel. Now I'm gonna tell you what. I'm a Husqvarna guy. I have two Husqvarna chainsaws. I love my chainsaws. I think they're awesome. I know other people who prefer steel, and that's fine too. Neither one of them is the wrong choice. I mean, those are two quality chainsaws. So Do you pay extra or you pay more for those? Of course you do. But if you want quality and you want it to last, that's what you get. If you're going to use it, that's what you get. You don't go out and buy a Poolin, or you don't go out and buy your little cheapy something that you can just pick up because they don't last. They don't work well, and stuff like that. So, that's why, yeah, Hell is jealous of the live stream. Well, she's laid down now, so that's good. But again, so if you want quality, you pay for quality. The average American company, I'm sorry, the average American citizen don't want quality. They want cheap. The cheaper, the better. That's what they like. They want if it's less expensive, that's what they want to get. So that's why the majority of our products we shipped out with NAFTA. I think it was NAFTA, and that goes back to Clinton, I believe. NAFTA was with Clinton, or was it with Bush? Maybe it was Bush. But we shipped all our manufacturing overseas because those companies could make bigger profit margins by having somebody working for $3 a day as opposed to somebody making 15 or $16 an hour. So the quality went down and things became cheap. And so the reason that it's cheap as well is because when it breaks down, you go, I don't care, I'll just get it the next one. So again, it's that revolving money. So if you go ahead and buy, was Clinton? Okay, yep, yeah, I thought it was Clinton. If you go ahead and buy a quality product that's going to last, that's why you're buying it. That's why you're paying the extra money. And so that's why it happens like that. So going back to talking about garage sales and flea markets and stuff like that, what I always look for tools and old tools like, pickaxe, hammers, saws, rakes, any of that type of stuff. Because if I can pick up a 50-year-old shovel that Uncle Charlie owned, that all that time, it still works. It's still great. It's going to be fine. Or I can go buy the cheap crap that they sell at the store, and then you got to replace it in 2 years because it freaking broke. I would rather go ahead and pay the extra money to get a quality product. And realistically, if you go to the flea markets and the garage sales, the deals that you can make are amazing. I've picked up some amazingly awesome stuff at garage sales. I mean, I picked up an All American canner, okay? All American canner at a garage sale because grandma had died and the grandchildren were selling all the stuff because they didn't want to deal with it. I picked up an All American canner for, what did I pay? 20 bucks for an All American canner. And I did a bundle with that one because they had a regular water bath canner as well. So I got that as well. So I said, hey, well, would you take both of these? And if I give you 20, I think it was 20 or 25. An All American canner, guys, go for about 260 bucks. That's what they cost. But I'm always looking at a deal. I know what things are worth. Yeah, Craftsman from Sears was always quality. And they would always had a lifetime guarantee to replace things as well. But you see where that's gone now, right? So, you know, picked up second wife at a yard sale. Oh my God, Jay, that is freaking hilarious. Richard Ruckman, Ed, I like getting ammo at yard sales. Oh, me too. Oh, that's my favorite because they'll have a table, and I've done this. Walked up, they had a table. They had like shotgun shells, and it was all shotgun shells, and so it was like double aught buck, slugs, some birdshot, those type of things. And so I said, what do you want for the ammo? He goes, well, how much of it? And I go, all of it. And you get a deal because they're like, oh crap, I can get rid of all this crap at once. So they give you a deal. They're trying to get rid of it. They don't want it. So I love, that's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Getting ammo that way is just, that's a blessing. That is an absolute blessing. Well, I got to check and see if we got an egg count here because I had. Hold on. Okay, I got the egg count because we're like 5 minutes away from the egg count. Okay, I have to tell you this, guys, too, just because he's watching, so he can kiss my big white behind. My buddy just texted me and called me Edward Putin. uh, so I'll just call him Steve Clinton because his mom is Hillary. So I'm gonna get a call. I'm gonna get a call after the stream, just so you know. Oh my God, that's too funny. So, all right, no, but anyway, no, egg count is 5 minutes away. We're gonna do egg count in 5 minutes. So, real quick, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there, guys, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Also, it's free to join, but you do have to register. But no, yeah, Steve Biden. Oh my God, yeah, Steve Biden. He has to take his dad while he wanders around aimlessly around the White House. He has to guide him. Um, or call him Steve Obama because actually Obama's running at White House, not Biden. But sorry. Um, anyway, you do have to register, but no credit card information is asked, and again, it's free. Once you're in there, check out the message boards, people in your state or country. All right. Also, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you check, you go again to my website, preppernurse1.com, you'll see them. You click on that, it will take you to their website. So definitely take advantage over there. If you decide to make a purchase when you're over there, use the discount code PrepperNurse1 and you will save 15% over there as well. Okay. Last but not least, of course, we have the Legacy Freeze Dried Foods, which you've been hearing about forever, but the sale is over and the prices are going up. So that's what happens. So, but you've heard the drill on that, so I won't hammer you on that one tonight. So anyway, all right, what do we got? 680 in the chat. We're at 344 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, let's do that. Just please show support for the channel, and I will thank you ahead of time for doing so. And I appreciate that. It really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction, the higher up in the rankings it throws us. So I appreciate that as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon and hit the bell icon for all notifications as well. And thank you. So I'll give you yesterday's egg count first. So it gives you guys time to think what was today's count. So yesterday we had 13 eggs yesterday and no thick neck yesterday. So we're not going to do it quite yet. We're almost there. We'll do it in another couple of minutes, but it gives you time to think about where we were at. So we're not doing it yet. So all you guys that are guessing right now, I'm disregarding all of them. I'm not paying attention to them. I'm just telling you what we got yesterday. Okay, we got 2 more minutes and then we'll do the egg count. All right. And egg teas. That's right. Hey, well, it gives you an idea. So now you know she didn't lay yesterday. But basically everybody else almost did. So, but so somebody was asking about the building. I am hoping that I talked to the guy and hopefully I will be able to get the building in this weather in New York today was sunny. Hope it was sunny today in New York, Heather said. So Randy Romines asked as well. So, but yeah, in New York it was sunny today. So anyway, I'm hoping to have the building brought in and delivered by the end of this week coming up here. So we will see. We'll see what happens. So, all right, let's go ahead. Even though it's still a minute away, I won't make you guys wait anymore. What do you think the egg count was for today? And yes or no, did thick neck lay today? Give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. And I'll have a drink of this awesome green tea while we're waiting. All right, so several of you have the right answer, but the first right answer that I saw was by Sonia Klein, and she said 9 eggs, and yes, thick neck laid today. So she was correct, and all of you else that have that. Denise Gonzalez also had 9 eggs with a yes answer. So 9 eggs today, and yes, thick neck laid. So even coming off a day where they gave me 13, that's awesome. That's awesome. So no, they're good chickens. Just need better weather. Just that's what they need. So when they move, when the chickens migrate to the south here in West Virginia, I'm hoping that that continues. So Red Neckenstein, I like that name. That is awesome. And he said I counted 2 fake eggs. Oh my God, it's too funny. Well, since there's 3 fake eggs in there, you didn't count them all then. uh, so anyway, yeah, they're doing good. So and Heather's taking good care of the other puppies. The other puppies are doing okay. I'm curious to see when they're all reunited, how they act then. So that should be fun. So tomorrow here is supposed to actually be nice. So I'm looking forward to that. I have some things I would like to take care of. We had 2 days of rain here, so I really haven't done much of anything. I didn't go anywhere. The I went for that walk and ended up getting soaked on that walk today. So, but it was fun. It was I definitely enjoyed that walk, and Hella was like, she was checking everything out. So that was kind of cool too. When are you going to start building the chicken coop in West Virginia? Probably when I'm on the time crunch, Janet. That's probably when I know I have the property in New York sold and I'm on a crunch for time. That's probably when, you know, that's probably when I'll start building it. There's other things. No offers yet, Stephen. Thank you for asking, though. Uh, you know, does the clay dry fairly quickly? Yeah, it dries pretty quick. Yeah, one good day of sunshine and it's pretty dried up really good. So, but yeah, it's I think the property in New York once we get you know I believe it'll sell. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take the right buyer. Of course, it's limited because whoever buys it can't buy it with a mortgage because the buildings are up on blocks, so there's no permanent foundation. So a bank will not give somebody a mortgage on that. So it's going to have to be a cash deal. So 2 days of rain. Did you make your list for shout outs? No, Jay, I did not. One day. And I keep saying that, and it probably won't happen, to be honest with you. But it is a good thought. Uh, will you drop the price if it does not sell by the end of the year? Well, obviously, at some point, I would consider lowering it a little bit. But the cool thing, realistically, do I have to sell my property in New York? No, I don't have to. So if it sells, great, and I'll get what I want for it. If I don't, then I can always hold on to it. Doesn't make any difference. I It would just mean that things will slow down with what I'm doing down here in West Virginia. So it's that's the problem. It's like until that property sells, you know, there is certain things that I would like to do here. Have you considered a lease to own for a New York homestead? There's been no offers of anything. There's been no offers of anything. So, I would talk to whoever at that point in time when that would come in. So we'll have to see. You know, but it'll what'll happen is meant to happen. That's the way I always believe. And so, um, if it sells, great, and if it doesn't sell, well, then I will be spending the majority of my time down here and not in New York. I can tell you that right now. I'm already in my mind. I am no longer a New Yorker. I'll be honest with you. So, but and until that anything happens, then the girls would probably stay up there. Heather would come back and forth with me, and that would be okay. She definitely will be spending some time down here with me. But like I said, we're just gonna have to see what happens. So Time will tell. Time will tell. Um, in the meantime, I'm going to take care of what I can take care of down here, and take me home, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. I love it down here. And I think that once they get down here, if you're going to put in a septum system, look into multi-flow as an alternative. All right. Well, thank you for that advice. I appreciate that. When are you going to change your address to West Virginia? I was actually already going to change my driver's license, but I need to get one other piece of thing done. So, I will be doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I plan on the majority of my time will be here, moving forward in West Virginia. So, you know, but like I said, I believe that the property will sell. I think once school's out and people are, summertime and are looking for properties and get ready before September, that's when I think it'll probably sell. And again, that gives me more time to work on things down here. So, uh, the South grew on you and didn't it fast? Oh, I'll tell you what, I've wanted to be out of New York for years and years and years, folks. I mean, years. When I was with my ex-wife, and her and I have been apart for 10 years. So when we were together, I wanted to get out. Once I got done with nursing school, before I had met my first wife, I had thought about coming back down here. Things happen, and the next thing you know, you wake up and 30 years goes by. It happens. But I just got to a point. The last couple winters, especially in New York, I had just had enough. I just was like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, it's just I just got to that point, and so I wanted. And don't get me wrong, my property in New York, I love my property. I like where it's located. It's a great location. My neighbors up there are awesome. So Ed, is it possible to join the group in West Virginia? I'd like to be a part of your group. War Child Warrior, shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Give me your phone number and I'll give you a call and we'll chat. We will chat. So anybody else too, if you're interested, if you want to be part of my group down here in West Virginia, the best way is to shoot me an email. I have somebody else that sent me an email just the other day. I got to get back to them as well, but I will get back to the people that are interested, and we'll talk and we'll go from there. But you got to send me an email. Let me know what that you're interested in being part of the group down here, and give me your phone number because I can't call you if I don't have your phone number. So I've had people write me and say, yes, I'm interested, and no phone number. So then I have to write them back and say, send me your phone number and I'll call you, so just saves time. Just send me your phone number. Uh, Ed, you're full of country music titles tonight. Yeah, right. Uh, Little John Denver, have it playing in the background. No, and the worst part is, like, let's say I turn, like, I'll tell you, my buddy asked me, he goes, how come I never hear you listening to music when you're down there and stuff when you're doing your videos? I said, dude, they get you for copyright infringement. So if I have music playing, they demonetize the video, because they say it's copyright infringement. Like, how crazy is that? It's happened to me twice. One time, Heather was singing in email is preppernurse1@yahoo.com. You'll see that down in the description, War Child. It's down in the description. So, but Heather was in a school talent contest. She was like 12 or 13 at the time, and she was singing a song, and I recorded it and I put it up, right? Put the song up on the thing. They hit me for copyright infringement. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, I'll tell you what, I think she was 12 at the time, and she got up before the entire school at 12 years old and sang in front of everybody. Which I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you, when I was 12 years old, that would not have happened. I would not have had the stones to get up in front of the whole school and do that. So I definitely gave her, you know, oh yeah, using the term shoot get you in trouble. Well, send me an email. How's that? Mary Tyler says, I remember that video. Yeah, yeah, they demonetized that video for a copyright infringement, which I thought was absolutely nuts. So, yeah, she needs to learn how to drive. She doesn't care about driving right now. It's just, it's where she's at. She does not care about driving. So, I think if I get her down here and we're, working on stuff, she's going to have to. So, 80K Man says, my daughter won the fourth grade talent show singing American Girl. So you're in the Adirondacks. So was there, what, two people in the contest, 80K Man? I'm only kidding. I'm kidding. So, Joan, I'm just busting your chops. But no, that's cool. That's very cool. Um, yeah, no, most kids want their license and be on the road and rocking and rolling as soon as they possibly can. Um, you know, Jamie Jones said, Ed, my 18 and 16-year-old will not drive. Yeah, it's just kids are different. If they want to do it, they'll do it. If they want to get around, they'll do it. Are you going to have a get together down in West Virginia? I plan on it, Herman. Yes. Probably in July. I'm going to have to look for some place where I can. School district had about 1,300. I was just busting your chops, 80K man. I was just teasing. But yeah, it's I got to find a venue where I can host it, and we'll go from there. So I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know. I got a few other things that I'm working on in the meantime, but I will try to put that together, and we'll get it set up. And do you plan on putting gutters on the battery room? Yes, Raylan, I absolutely do. I want to put gutters on it. Use those two big totes that I bought as a rain catchment for there, and we'll see how that goes. My 17-year-old's been through driving school, no interest in getting his license. Yeah, it's just well, I'll tell you, so when I'll give you an example. Like with me, when I was in high school, um, I'm 15 months older than my sister, and so but we were in the same class from first grade on because we had traveled so much. That my mom wanted them to hold me back. They said they would move me on, but she said no, go ahead and you know and hold him back. So from that point on, Becky and I were in the same grade from first grade on. So everybody always thought we were twins because we moved a lot, you know. But so what ended up happening was I didn't care about driving either. I really didn't. I didn't care. And then when I was 18, and then I had my permit, and then Becky got her permit. I was like, oh, and I'll tell you, this was what did it for me. I said, oh, I got to get my license. My little sister can't have her license before I have mine. So I got my driver's license at 18. So it wasn't, my mom tells me, which I don't remember. She had asked me if I wanted to take driver's ed and all that type of stuff. And I said, I guess at the time I said, no, that will interfere with gym class. So, I just, like I said, but then once I got driving, I mean, oh my God, the freedom of that was just amazing. My daughter didn't get her permit until she was 18. Well, Heather got her permit at 16. Um, no, my sister was not bald too. I actually had hair back then. I had long hair back. So back in the 80s, guys, you got to picture this now, okay? I had the part in the middle, feathered, the feathered hair, long hair because it was the 80s. Oh yeah, I was a rocker guy. Had my Magic WMJQ T-shirt on. So we had two rock channels in Rochester, and anybody that's from Rochester will know what I'm talking about, especially if you're older. So they had Magic WMJQ was channel 92.5, and you had CMF, which CMF is still there. They're been there forever and a day. Well, 92 ended up turning into the B, which became a country channel. So I actually have pictures way back, me with the long hair, with my, Magic WMJQ shirt on. So I was not looking like a male Farrah Fawcett. No, Farrah Fawcett. I had that poster though, Jamie. I had in every. You know what poster I'm talking about with Farrah Fawcett? Oh yeah, yeah, that was on my wall. I did. The other battery has come. I just need to get somebody to help me bring it back in here because The battery itself is 360 pounds, and being on the pallet, it makes it 400 pounds. So not something that I'm going to be able to maneuver, get up on the truck by myself, get in here, and then get into the battery room by myself. So, um, in the 90s, I rocked the mullet, be cold. When I was in nursing school, I had the mullet. Yes, I did. Hate to admit it. Had a full beard and had the mullet go. uh, uh, yeah, he says Dr. Fauci's been quiet about the lockdowns in the big C. Why is that? Isn't that interesting? I find that, yeah. Well, like I said, they're going to pretend like it's not happening, and it's not going to be out in the mainstream news media. They're not going to talk about that a lot. You'll have to use your 80s hair picture for a live stream. Oh yeah, for the icon for picture. Yeah, right. Uh, the new Magic Mike. Well, I'll tell you what, I was in pretty good shape back in the day. I was in pretty good shape. Not in high school. After I got out of high school, in high school, I was 142 pounds when I graduated from high school, so I was not a big man. I was tall. I just I was a string bean though, like Eddie. I look like Eddie, so because Eddie looks like me, so too funny. But I will tell you this: Eddie's hair is definitely much longer than mine ever was. Eddie's got the hair working. I'll have to dig a picture up. I'll definitely show you guys. But oh my God, look at the time flapping away here, just talking, and look at the time. All right, let's do some shout outs, guys. Uh, oh yeah, Heather Thomas. Oh my goodness, yeah. We could go back and we could start running all those hotties from back in the day. But Farrah was that she was whew. So all right, we have North Shore Preparedness up in Canada. We have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance as well up in Canada. He's a good guy to watch, a lot of fun. You have Icky Can, and if JJ would throw up Icky Can's link up there as well, I would appreciate that. Really down to earth guy. He's been doing a lot of boiling of maple sap lately up there. We have Alaskan Prepper up there, also Alaskan Granny, and those two other really good channels. You have Marfugal News out on the West Coast with Adam and Dax, and you have Pinball Preparedness. There is Green Greg's. You have Gray Man Prepping, Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Kyle's Cabin in Minnesota. Girl in the Woods, also Bush Radical, husband and wife. They're awesome. Angry Prepper down in New York City. You have The Needy Homesteader is a really nice channel. Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, also very, very cool. I think I already said Pinball. And you have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. And also you have, oh my God, I'm trying to think here. Hold on. Going blank in my mind. It's not a good thing. Prepper Nurse 1. Southern Prepper One. Oh my God. The Green Dream Project. Yes, they're an awesome channel. They're in Arizona. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Really, really good people. Mary Greeley News is another one. Lisa Haven, Survival Lily. You have Bjorn Hansen, Corporal's Corner. I know I got to do a list. I really do need to do a list. Uh, you have 80K Man in the Adirondacks. You also have Bizariza Jizza in Rochester area, and he's awesome as well. Doug and Stacy, another really good channel. A lot of great information with them as well. Let's see. Adapt 2030. There is Full Spectrum Survival is another one. Ryan Hall, y'all can't forget him if you want to look at the weather. He's a great guy for the weather. Deep South Homestead is another really good channel. A lot of good information there as well. You have City Prepper is another channel, and Bushcraft Bear over in the Canary Islands in La Palma, also really good. Somebody said he hasn't shot any videos up in a while. Ice Age Farmer is another really good one. So there's a lot of great channels out there, a lot of things that we can obviously learn from, look to, see what other people are doing, look at different perspectives. Simple Life Reclaimed. Yep, yep. I actually like them as well. I watch them as well. So new one, Squeaky Tree Homesteaders. Okay, all right. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of great channels out there, a lot of good information. I think we should look at different perspectives of the way different people are looking at things. I think that that is a good thing. And so Bear Independent, yep, that's another one. So, but all right, so that's it for the shout outs. If I miss somebody, it's not on purpose. So, excuse me, had chili this evening before the stream, so I just got to taste it again, and it was still delicious. Uh, but yeah, so like I said, there's a lot of good information out there, and we just need to look at different things and decide what's important, what's not important. I think that that's a good way of doing things. If you think somebody's full of crap, then don't watch them. You know what I mean? There's no reason to troll on anybody. Uh, so it's that's I still will never understand that. If there's a channel that I don't like, what's up with Busy Residues and no movement for quite a while? I mean, he goes through streaks where he'll be gone for a while and then he comes back. So I really don't know what to tell you. I've talked to him a few times, and I know the last time that he took a hiatus, I talked to him, and he's like, "Man, I'm just focusing on this other stuff right now, and so I'll get back to it when I get back to it." And I'm like, "Okay, it's his channel; he can do whatever he wants." You have to understand, and I don't think a lot of people, really, the only people that really understand are other YouTubers. Okay, constantly putting out content. You want to try to put out good information. You don't want to you have certain channels, like I said, that are they have an agenda. Biz is working two jobs right now. Stephen Glow just said, okay, well, that'll do it too. That'll keep you busy. But yeah, it's just there is a lot to it, and then what you have to deal with when you do YouTube, between YouTube playing games, which they do. That's no surprise. Between that, having to be super careful what you say because that way you don't get a strike and you get your channel taken down for a week where you can't post. All those type of things. Those are things you got to think about. So yeah, it's just you have. There's a lot to it, and so some people don't want to deal with it for a while or they want to step away, and so that's what they do. Morning Light said, what the heck, YouTube just took PN1 off and said that the channel was gone. Then I get the live stream but wouldn't let me in the chat. Really? No, my channel's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere. How weird is that? Speaking of Angry Prepper, has not been on this week at all. Well, I know that he is doing a few other things. He's got a few other uh, irons in the fire, if you will, and so yeah, YouTube censors everything now. Right, exactly. So we have to be really careful what we say, how we say it. Uh, you know. So yeah, Angry Prepper is in the process of getting out of New York City. That's what he's working on right now. And I do not blame him because being in the city would be the absolute last place you want to be if something goes south. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So you gotta think about that. Where you're at, your location is key, and what you're gonna do with that and stuff like that. So that's something that you need to think about. But you know, location, 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 and then it's prep, prep, prep. That's what it comes down to. So we have to just continue to do what we can do. Um, you know, and with Jason getting out of the city with his family, like I said, I absolutely applaud him for doing that. Getting out of New York State is a great thing too. So, but anyhow, why don't we do this now? We are, what are we at? 441. We got 488 in the chat. Again, let's see if we can hit, God, can we hit 500 before we jump off of here? It's a big number to shoot for with that little bit of time left. We got like 10 minutes. All right, so if we have not shot a thumbs up yet, guys, please do so to show support for the channel. Let's see if we can get that up to 500 before we jump off of here. So I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. And just shot you an email with my phone number. Okay, cool. Thank you. Again, really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction, the better it is for the channel. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so we are Legion. We are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network of people. Where is everybody from tonight? We got Fort Worth, Texas, Tucson, Arizona, Athens, Texas, Wilhelm, West Virginia, BC, Canada, Connecticut, Waterloo, New York, Norcross, Georgia, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Nowhere, Oklahoma, still my favorite name, North Highlands of California, Buffalo, New York, Central Iowa, Michigan, Hawaii's in the house, Western Kentucky, San Antonio, Texas, Georgia, Washington, D.C., Verone, BC, Canada. Let's see, we have Alaska's in the house, Melbourne, Australia. We have San Antonio, Buffalo, New York, Canassa-Reagan, New York, Ulster Park, New York, Somerset, Pennsylvania, Bloomberg, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Black Mountain, North Carolina, Michigan under the bridge. Well, you got to be someplace. Long Island, New York, Union City, Pennsylvania, Newfoundland, Phoenix, Arizona, Silver Springs, Florida, Alliance, Ohio, Amarillo, Texas, Hancock, Maryland, Western New York, Long Island, Southern Delaware, Western New York, Indiana. We have Southern West Virginia, Washington State, Campbell, Missouri, Trophy Club, Texas. New Zealand is in the house. Welcome. Glad to have you here. The UP of Michigan. Very nice. Bumstead, Florida. Claremont, New Hampshire. Massachusetts. Pennsylvania Wilds. Eastern, I missed that, Canada. Missouri and the Ozarks. Southwest Virginia. UP of Michigan. Alrighty. Southwest Virginia. Kingsland, Texas. Eastern Kentucky, Troy, North Carolina, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, San Antonio, Texas, Troutville, Virginia, Mount Hope, Ohio, St. Pete, Florida, St. Augustine, Florida, Prairieville, Louisiana is in the house. Very nice. Ogden, Utah. Very nice. Lickskillet, Alabama. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide, Thomas. I'm still hopeful that the young Manning will be picking Alabama. That's what I'm hoping. Warren, Ohio, Southern Tennessee, Hale, Michigan. So, guys, we're all over the place, all over the country, all over the world. We are a huge network of people. We're a huge family, is what we really, truly are. And if we just work together, there's no stopping us. If we come together and work as one, the power that we have is amazing if you really think about it. So, really a good thing. So what are we at? 476. So we need 24 more thumbs up to hit our goal of 500. So again, if you have, hey Ed, popping in late, sent an email the other day. Hope you received it. Cheers, Deb. I probably did, Deb. I don't remember. I'll have to look. But I will check again. So if I haven't got back to you, I apologize. I get a lot of emails, honestly. So, but anyway, keep focusing on prepping. Keep controlling what you can control. Don't be victims. I think that's probably the most important thing is don't be a victim, especially if it's something that you can control. What? Hi. Very soon. You got to give me, let's see, what do we got? You got to give me like 8 minutes. Can you do that? And then I'll take you out. My baby. So she's a good puppy. You miss your bike yet? Yeah, well, I got to ride some when I went back to New York, and the next thing I got to bring the four wheeler down. When I go back up, I got to bring the four wheeler down. So uh, the time after that, I'll bring the bike. So I'll get some riding in. There's things that I got to get done first. So, um, excuse me, are you burping? I don't know. You guys probably heard that. So very funny. But what? You're a good girl. Okay, down. Good girl. Uh, so anyhow, yeah, just like I said, control what you can control. Continue to prep, continue to get ready, and you're going to be fine. We're anything that you do. No matter how little that you've done, it gives you an advantage over most of the people, and that's what you got to realize. So even if you don't have a huge amount of preps, and if you've recently gotten started, if you have something as opposed to nothing, because more than 93% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2 week disaster. So that's something to think about. A 2 week disaster, that's nothing, and they're not prepared for that. And we have those constantly, not 2 week disasters, but we have disasters that happen all the time. And so, was she really muddy on the walk? She was pretty muddy. She was pretty muddy, but she got in, she dried off, she was good. Yeah, yeah, the West Virginia roads are a lot of high roads. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait to ride down here though. It's going to be awesome. So we need 13 more thumbs up, guys. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to show support for the channel again, and thank you. We got to hit that 500. That's going to be easy for you guys with the amount of time we got left. That should be no problem. So, um, anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely phenomenal job keeping the chat clean, and I do appreciate that. That is awesome. I really appreciate the support. I thank all of you for being here as well. Without you guys here, we wouldn't be doing live streams. So I appreciate you guys being here and enjoying the chats. And I try to get to questions. I don't always get to questions, but I try to answer some. Uh, awesome sauce. The egg count was 9, and thick neck did lay today. So, but like I said, moving forward, things are going to, as soon as the weather gets better, I can get things done. It always comes down to the weather, right? But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. It'll come together. See, when we're 510, I knew we'd get past 500 with no problem. Um, so, anyway, guys, remember, we really truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as people could ever figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. That's important. It really, really is. We have to stop letting them divide us. We have to start working together and realizing that, it's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about political affiliation. It's not about the vaxxed or the unvaxxed. Those are all just tools that are used to keep us fighting amongst each other. If we can come together, work together, we're going to be in much, much better shape. And that's just a realistic thing of it. Is 525 possible? What are we at? 513? 12 more. Let's see, guys. Can we get 12 more before we jump off of here? Why not? Let's shoot for 525. So, oh yes, JJ said, don't forget Heather. Heather's Etsy shop, where she has she sells her cat hats and she also makes jewelry. If you guys want to go check that out and show her some support and love, I would appreciate that as well. She is really, she's trying. And, and that's basically her only form of income other than what dad gives her right now. So help me out so I don't have to keep giving my kid money. No, I'm only kidding. She'd still get money. So that would never change. So anyway, that's too funny. But also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. All right, what are we at? 523. 2 more to hit 525, guys. So let's see how high up past 525 we can go. But you guys can get 525 too. I know that. Also, guys, remember STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. All right. Uh, and that's it, really. I mean, the only one stopping you, stay away from those negative people. They only want to bring you down, and that's all that's all their whole focus is that. So, you know, but anyway, I appreciate all of you. It's been fun. 5:30, so you got past that with no problem. That's awesome. um, what did we decide about China? Vicky, what we decided was we got to keep our eyes open and pay attention to what China's doing, no matter how much they're not giving us information about that or what they're holding back. You have to try to read through the BS. And I would definitely, you know, stay focused on that. Okay. So, anyway, hang in there, guys. Have a good night. I will see you all in the next one. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. Bye.